If you dropped a robot into the deepest part of the ocean, how would it know where to stop? Would it rely on sensors, pressure readings, AI calculations, or something much older? Because the truth is, one of the most reliable ways to control depth underwater was discovered over 2,000 years ago by Archimedes, and we're still using it today. Let's break this down. Back in ancient Greece, Archimedes noticed something strange while stepping into a bath. As his body went into the water level rose. Simple observation, right? But he realized something deeper. The amount of water displaced exactly matched the volume of his body submerged, and from that, he uncovered a fundamental law of physics, buoyancy. Here's the idea. Any object placed in a fluid experiences an upward force equal to the weight of the fluid it displaces. In simpler terms, water pushes back. The more water you displace, the stronger that push. Now fast forward a couple thousand years. We're no longer in a bath. We're in the deep ocean, thousands of meters down, total darkness, crushing pressure. And we're sending autonomous robots down there to mine resources. This is where things get complicated. At extreme depths, electronic sensors start to fail. Pressure distorts readings, materials deform, systems drift. And when your robot doesn't know its depth accurately, it can't stabilize. It sinks too far or rises uncontrollably. Both are catastrophic. So engineers turned back to something surprisingly simple. Instead of relying entirely on sensors, they rely on physics, specifically Archimedes' principle. Modern deep-sea robots use something called ballast systems. Think of them like adjustable weight compartments. By taking in water, the robot becomes heavier and sinks. By pushing water out, it becomes lighter and rises. It's not guessing its position, it's controlling its density. And that's the key idea. Instead of asking, "Where am I?" the system asks, "What am I relative to water?" That's a much stable question, because density doesn't glitch, physics doesn't drift. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. In deep-sea environments, pressure can exceed hundreds of times the pressure at the surface. Most electronic systems struggle under that stress, but buoyancy? It doesn't care. The principle works the same way at any depth. Water displaced equals upward force. Always. So engineers started designing titanium ballast systems that precisely controlled displacement. Not just roughly, but with extreme precision. By adjusting internal fluid volumes in tiny increments, robots can hover in place with almost zero movement. No constant sensor corrections, no unstable feedback loops, just balance. It's almost like the robot is floating at exactly the right density. Now compare that to purely digital control systems. Sensors read depth, algorithms calculate corrections, thrusters adjust position. But every step introduces error, delay, noise, complexity. Buoyancy cuts through all of that. It's passive, stable, reliable. And that's why in some of the most extreme environments on Earth, we're going back to ancient physics. It's not that modern technology failed, it's that the simplest principles often work best under extreme conditions. So the next time you think about advanced robotics, don't just think about AI or sensors. Think about water. Think about displacement. Think about a man in ancient Greece watching water spill over the edge of a bath. Because in a strange way, that moment is still guiding machines operating miles beneath the ocean surface today. And that's the hidden pattern of science. The deeper we go into the future, the more we rediscover